Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl back again to another video. Another video. Another video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Princess and I document about my life here in Poland. If you're a returning subscriber, hey ba. If you're a returning subscriber, hey yeah, nice to see you. Nice, thank you for clicking, thank you for coming back to watch. Guys, as you must have seen in today's title, we're going to be talking about jobs in Poland. Most of the videos I posted recently, most of you asked me questions about jobs in Poland, the type of jobs, how you can find jobs, and the salary expectations, benefits, and all that. So I'm going to be answering all that in this video. If you really want to know about jobs in Poland, if you want to come here work in Poland and you don't know where to start from, watch this video and let's dive into it. So let's dive into it, guys. So let's start from the beginning. You want to move from Poland. You want to move from what country you're from. You want to move to Poland to come and work, and you don't know where to start. First of all, let's talk about the types of job you can actually do. Depending on the type of job you want, depending on your experience or what you want to do, there are so many. Like I said several times, Poland has several industries here: science, technology, communication, hotel management, HR, administrative jobs. There's so many. Outsourcing. There's so many jobs here you can do in Poland, depending on your qualification, your experience, and what you want to do. So let's start from I want to work. Let's look for the type of job. So now I think about it. I want to go for human resources, for example. So that's it. I know I want to go for human resources. And if you have watched my previous video when I talked about work permit in Poland and work visa, then you know that you don't have a problem. All you need to do is actually find yourself a job, and then your employer will take it from that place. So what else is after that? Where can you find this job that you want? You want to go into HR? Then you need a platform where you can actually apply for these jobs. There are several platforms here in Poland, several ones that even when you go to Google, you see different platforms. But the one I'm used to, the one I've seen friends use, the one I see all the time, I'm going to be mentioning in this video, which is one is pracuje.pl, the prata.pl. You have careers in Poland. I really love this one. This one gives me several informations. Then there's LinkedIn that everybody knows. There's another one called Golden Line. It looks like LinkedIn. I don't really use it that much, but I've heard people talk about it. There's even Indeed or Indeed, something like that. There's also Glassdoor also you can also apply there. And another one, you can also apply on Facebook. Some of these companies actually put their vacancies and on Facebook as well. You can actually go on Facebook and apply. However, if you don't really know all these platforms, another place you can actually apply is the company's platforms, where you actually, because even when you go from LinkedIn on all these places I mentioned, it will always direct you to the company's platform, where you are going to create your own account by your name, these platforms I actually mentioned also helps you to store in your CVs, give you templates on how to create your CVs and all that, show you like templates on how others have done this. You can actually use part of some of their templates and create your CV and your motivational letter and all that kind of thing. So you're going to go into this company's account. I hope you're writing these things down, because like I said, this is the main business. You're going to create your own account and put your name, upload your CVs, your school. Some of them actually do like give you loads of things to write about. You can put on your personal information. You can also put your work experience, your school, your background, all these kind of things. You can upload it there. Then after you do that, you send in your applications. Yay! But it's not stopping there. After you send in your application, if you're shortlisted, then these companies will actually reach out to you. So here in Poland, it depends the type of company or the industry you have applied for. If you're in finance and accounting and all that, I think basically most of them you have to, first of all, the first thing that you get is a phone call. You get a phone call asking you, most times Yes, you get a phone call and they call you about this company you have applied, blah blah blah. If you want an interview, sometimes you can have your first interview then, or sometimes if you're, that's what the mistake people do, they call you for phone interview, and if you're not in a good place to actually answer questions, just tell them to reschedule, because most people are panicking. Oh, they called me now, I need to, because if you're not settled, you might not answer the right questions. So you can actually reschedule. Any HR that is contacting you knows that you might not be in the right frame of mind to answer questions, so they can actually reschedule for you. So if you're ready to answer, then you answer them. So first you can have a phone interview. Secondly, they will tell you, okay, if you pass this first phone interview, they will now reach out to you. So depending on the company and how their recruitment process is, they can now write you or call you back that, okay, you have an interview with the manager or with the main HR, so date. So with COVID now, probably you do video call on Skype or something like that, but usually you do a face-to-face interview. And then sometimes when you go for your face-to-face interview, it's also the same time you write a test, depending on this industry you chose. So you can write aptitude test, you can write logical test, all this kind of test, English, math, logical test, aptitude test, you know all that. You can write this type of exam sometimes, depending. Sometimes you don't need to write it. Sometimes you just have one-on-one interviews that goes for hours, 2 hours, 1 hour, depending. So after that, then they will tell you, they will get back to you. So sometimes it takes weeks, months, depending on the process of this company. So then they can now call you back. When they call you back is now but remember, the first time when the HR calls you, they will ask you your salary expectations. Even when you're filling those forms on their platform, you also have to put your salary expectations. So we are coming to salary expectation. But for now, this is it. So you have to then when they choose you, if you're shortlisted, that okay, they like you, they want you to take up this position, then they will write you or then send you an email for this position, and we'll be taking you, would like to work with you, and you're like, yeah. So then part of the things that they actually ask you on your phone interview is, if you're in Poland, they'll ask you if you are eligible to work here in Poland or not. If you're eligible, what is your status here in Poland? So you need to answer all these kind of questions. But if you're not here, like you're applying from Nigeria, Kenya, anywhere you're applying from, then they will already know you're not here. Then they are ready. You ask them if they're ready to provide you a work permit or not. Then if you're not in Poland, they will start processing your work permit, then your work visa and all that. And if you're here, then you have to send them your passport, your status, usually the decision letter from the residence card that you have. That's what matters. They need your passport, your personal information and all that, apart from the ones you have sent to them earlier. So now you have the job, or before you even have the job, you actually have to talk about salary expectations. So this is where you need to pay very much attention. In this video, I think I'll be showing you a platform at plata.pl or plato.pl where you can actually calculate your gross and your net salary. But here in Poland, basically, depending on your experience, I would say that if you are bargaining for your salary expectations, you need to, from 0 to 3 years experience, I think you can actually bargain from 5,000 to 6,000 or to 6,500 to 7,000. 6 years, maybe you are bargaining from 7,000 to 12,000 or 13,000. Then from 8 years and above, 13,000 and above, you can calculate like that. I might be wrong, but this is basically what is in the market. Actually, I'm going to be showing a screenshot. Depending on the industries, you can see all these salary, what you can actually bargain for. However, you need to know what is your gross and what is your net. Your gross is the money you get before tax. Before saying that you're going to be collecting 7,500. Know that when they remove your tax, how much is left is now your net. So you need to know all this before you actually bargain for them, for your salaries. All this platform I actually mentioned can actually help you calculate them, so you know the right amount. Here's a website where you can actually calculate your salary before you talk about it with your future employer. So, like I mentioned, we have different platforms, but for this, we are going to be using pratoi.pl. Pardon my spelling, but here it is. Yeah, pratoi.pl. You click. Like I mentioned, mine is already in English, so you can always put yours in English. So like you can see, we have different things you can do here. These are like different industries that you can actually work. And here is a place that you can actually use the template to create your CVs and all. And here, like I mentioned, calculating your salaries and earning reports. So for today, we're going to be using this to calculate our salary. And like I said, depending on your experience, the type of job, the industry you're going in, that will determine the amount you should actually negotiate with your employer. So gross and net. Gross profit. Oh God, gross profit. Gross is actually a salary you get before your tax is removed. And on net, which is on hand, is how much you get after your tax is removed. So let's just say that the money you want is your expectation is 7,500. So your expectation is 7,500 gross. So you calculate it. So now we are going to know how much you're going to have at hand. So let's wait for it. There it is. So depending on your type of contract, if you're going for contract of employment, contract of mandate, contract of work, B2B contract, these are how much you're expected to have at hand. So whenever you're going for this interview, you need to know how much you can tell your manager or the employer or the HR that is actually interviewing you, and know how to actually negotiate for yourself. So let's get back to the video. And there it is. So the next thing you actually want to ask me is, what are the benefits that companies can actually offer? There are so many benefits depending on this depending on the industry, like I said, or the company that you choose. But there's what they call multi-sport card. Each company, almost all the companies try to give this. Multi-sport card is a card that allows you to go to the gym, do every sport activities that are depending on the company that depending on the type of gym or sport people that this company have contract with, so you can go to any of this gym without even paying. So when you show this multi-sport card, you can you can go into the gym. Another thing they're supposed to give you is social insurance. They're supposed to give you social insurance. They are you're supposed to have like also private insurance that, like when you're sick, you don't need to go to public hospitals. You can just go to a private one. So they're supposed to give you that. That's something you're supposed to also have. And another thing, there's lunch tickets, lunch cards that they provide you lunch. You can use the card. You don't need to buy yourself lunch. The card they give you, you use it to get yourself a lunch. And also they can also give you there's some company do like free coffee, tea, fruits every week and all that. These are the kind of benefits. Your HR should tell you all that. Make sure you ask them what are the benefits, because the way you're actually giving to the the way you're giving to the company, you are expected to also be taken care of. Like I said, guys, I'm going to be talking about how to actually prepare yourself for interviews and how to actually prepare yourself for interviews. I'm going to talk about that in another video. Another thing we need to really know about is the type of contract that you might actually go for. There are different types of contracts here in Poland, and I know I want you guys to be very aware of it. So we have umowa o pracę, which is employment contract, like you with full, that means you're working full time and all this kind of things. The real and that is the one everybody wants to get. They have umowa they have umowa zlecenie. Sorry, before I bite my tongue. They have umowa zlecenie, which is commission contract. I think based on what you sell, then they will give you a commission out of it. They have umowa o dzieło, the specific task contract, the type of contract that is for specific type of job, I guess. They have umowa zlecenie pod moim. I don't know this one, but they say commission contract with an economic entity. I don't know this one, but this is a type of contract. And they also have student and postgraduate internship contract. Yes, they also have, if you want to do internship and all that, they have they have a contract, and each of these contracts have different terms. They're in different terms, but most people want a mova operata, which is very nice. I'm sure most of you will be asking, Princess, what type of document do I need? For those of you that actually are coming for work visa, with work visa, that means that your company must have collected all the documents required, and they have processed your work permit and then process your visa. Then you're here in Poland to come and work. But for those of us that are here, then what you require is your residence card. Then with your depending on your status of residence here, if you don't require a work permit, companies are always very glad to hear that you don't need a work permit, that all they just need to do is sign a contract with you, and then you start working for them. So that's a very good one. You need to know the type of contract you're signing, and you also need to know if you require a work permit or not. But like I've said, if you're a student here and you graduated from a Polish university, you don't require that. Or you're married to a Polish, or you're part of EU country, or you're a citizen of Switzerland, you don't require a work permit here in Poland. So, and most of you will be asking me, Princess, what about Polish? What happens about Polish? I know this is a non-English company in a country. What do we do? Most of the jobs, to be honest, are depending. Like I have to say, like if you're going to hotel management, depending on your position, you might require to speak Polish. If you're going for industries, depending on type of factories or industries, you require. But HR, outsourcing jobs, they require no Polish. So I would just say, depending on the type of job you're going for, if you need to also check the requirement and see if Polish is needed or not, then you can apply for such jobs. So guys, there it is. These are the, so guys, there you have it. These are the type of jobs, the salary expectations, your benefits, and everything you require while you want to work here in Poland. As always guys, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe, tell everybody, share this video, you might not know who needs it, and subscribe guys, it's for free. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.